golden age was over, murdered, along with its king.
Isis, queen of the two lands, goddess of magic, was now a shadow.
The world had become a single, vast hunting ground.
She who once gave life to the two lands now clung to it in the mud.
Her throne was usurped, her husband murdered and scattered. All that remained was the child, Horus, the last hope of Ma'at.
In the silence, she was never alone. To be invisible, to be silent.
The eyes of Seth were everywhere. Death brushed her cheek.
Another moment. Stolen from the usurper.
The weight of her loss was absolute.
But her despair was not her own. The power of a mother, older than magic, stronger than despair.
But the mark. Heralds of Serket, the divine protectors and executioners.
The goddess of magic had little magic left.
She was surrounded, not by chaos, but by a strange, not enemies, but guardians.
Sent by Thoth, in the name of Ra. She was not alone.
The Queen of Egypt now held court in the mud, guarded by poison.
Her new guardians were swift and without mercy.
To protect new life, she accepted death as her shield.
The night had passed, but the danger remained.
In the darkness, she tended to the light.
Her son was her only prayer. For every god must carry the suffering of the mortal world. While the mother rested, the poison itself stood guard. She was a goddess, but she was also a mother, and her child needed shelter.
She would risk mortal rejection for a single moment of safety. The goddess approached the world of men as a beggar.
The world of men had forgotten its gods.
An act of hubris would soon be met with poison. The decree of the Scorpion was absolute.
An innocent would pay the price for a mother's pride.
The debt was paid.
The price for arrogance was grief. It was a sound she knew. The universal agony.
The agents of Circuit knew only balance. An insult given, a debt paid.
Where her guardians chose justice, she chose compassion.
In the face of death, all mothers are the same. The poison of the gods was swift and final. This was her domain. Magic, life, and death.
She, who knew the secret name of Ra, commanded life to return.
Where darkness cannot exist, where the great magic shines.
Life answered her call.
The one she had scorned was her savior. Was her savior. Her work was done. She returned to her own. But fate is a cruel architect. The one she saved was not the one in peril. The greatest magician in the world was now just a mother, afraid. She called upon her power.
But her magic, choked by fear, refused to answer.
This was no shadow born of man. It was the echo of chaos itself.
It was a darkness her light could not touch.
The hope of Egypt, but as an hinterned, was fading.
And the despair of a mother turned to the fury of a goddess.
A cry, not of words, but of pure, primal magic.
A grief that tore the fabric of the world. And for one terrible moment, time stopped.
The creator, Anubis, took notice. The order of Ma'at was broken, and so the god of knowledge was summoned.
She had screamed, and the universe had screamed back.
He who can, he who knows, had arrived.
The goddess of magic had one last prayer. The god of knowledge examined the wound.
The god of wisdom saw the pattern then. Not death, but imbalance. Knowledge.
He spoke to her, not with voice, but with truth, poured directly into her mind.
Your magic failed, Queen of Gods, because you fought with force.
You tried to push life against unlife. The knowledge that knit the stars together.
He did not give her a spell. He gave her understanding.
She saw. She knew.
The knowledge was given. The choice was still hers.
She did not plead with magic. She commanded it.
The words of unmaking. The grammar of reality.
She rewrote the spell that Seth had cast.
Chaos raged against order.
Each word was a law, and chaos cannot break the law.
The poison was isolated, contained,
Unmade, returned to nothing.
life. Reclaimed. The logic. Was restored.
The sound of life. And with that sound, time resumed. The world breathed again.
Maat was healed.
The goddess had won, but it was the mother who felt the victory. The world moved on. The Guardians resumed their watch.
The night was over. Ra had returned.
She had survived. But survival was only the beginning.
The fugitive was gone.
In her place stood a weapon.
Her son was safe, for now. But the war had just begun. She had escaped the water, only to face the fire. Her magic could stop time, but it could not stop the sun.
A single step into the heart of her enemy's kingdom. The marsh had tested her spirit. The desert would test her flesh.
To be a god is to be powerful, but to be a mother is to be relentless.
They could not feel fatigue. They could not feel despair. They were her shield.
Her body was mortal. Her will was divine.
In the desert of Seth, hope.
The girl who was tricked had become the woman who questioned.
She would not risk her son on a phantom. Her protectors were now her eyes.
Patience. Evaluate Fohordin Hurjarli. The hardest lesson. Learned in pain.
The verdict. A trap. False hope.
Her great
had no power over her.
The desert night offered no comfort, only a pause. Her power, now used not for battle, but for warmth. The mother, the child, and the poison. A new, strange family. She had touched the logic of Thoth. She had stopped the boat of Ra. She knew what she had broken. She knew the price of her rage.
Power was a tool, not a crutch. Her love was her shield.
The journey would be long. The child of the marsh was now forged in the fire of the Redlands. The great work had begun. At last, a sanctuary, a place to hide, a place to grow. Not all of Egypt had bent the knee to chaos.
Their watch was ended for now.
She had found safety.
But she knew.
It was not peace.
The usurper sensed his loss. He was hunting.
The fugitive was gone. In her place stood a weapon.
Her magic would be his armor, her wisdom, his blade. The child of the marsh was now a king in exile. She was not just protecting a child, she was forging a king. The great work had begun. Years passed in secret, in the hidden heart of the snake.
He would have to master magic.
And his mother became his first and harshest teacher.
He had been marked by poison. Now he would learn to master it.
Fear was a luxury he had never known.
He learned the words of men, so he could one day command the words of gods.
The power of his father stirred.
He had the power of a king, but the patience of a child.
And so, she taught him control.
His greatest enemy was not his uncle. It was his own.
His body became a weapon.
His magic became an extension of his will.
Roy was ready.
Her son was alive. Her weapon was forged.
Power calls to power.
The hunter and the prey.
His greatest enemy was not his uncle. It was his own heart.
His body became a weapon.
His magic
became an extension of his will. The boy was ready.
Her son was alive. Her weapon was forged.
Power calls to power.
The hunter and the prey.
The age of survival was over. The age of war was about to begin.
But by the moments that break us.
We are defined not by the power we hold,
But by the moments that break us.
and the choices we make to put ourselves back together.
The world is a battle.
Between the logic that builds
And the love that endures.
He is found.
Silence. Credits rolling. Though the ages pass, the echoes of sacrifice remain.
Silence. Credits rolling.